Welcome to TNPSC Preparation School Book Lectures. It is the second part of the video series, The Coming of the Europeans. In the previous video, we saw two questions which was asked in Group 4 2018 and Group 2 2018. The first question is find the name of the ruler who gave Pondicherry to French. The options are Falul Khan Lodi, Ibrahim Lodi, Sher Khan Lodi, Iltutmish. And the second question we saw is the Portuguese sailor who reached Calicut in 1498 AD was De Almeida, Vasco da Gama, Robert Clive, Albuquerque. We saw this answer of this question in the first part of the video. For this question, we will see in this second part. And also we also have the third part of the series coming of the Europeans. We'll see the Carnatic wars, the second and third Carnatic war, in the third part. In this video, we will see the uh, arrival of British and the Danish. So the French established the French East India Company in 1664. This is part of the this it is a project of King Louis XIV. King Louis XIV, his finance minister Colbert, instrumented in establishing the French East India Company in 1664. This project was not a welcome measure from the people because they thought this initiative is to extract the tax from the people. How the French came to Pondicherry? They came to Pondicherry via Madagascar. Initially, the French made the settlement at Madagascar at 1602, even though they abandoned at 1674. But they did maintain a trading post there. And also, the French agent Berber obtained a firman from the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in 1666. They established a first factory at Surat in 1668. Uh, Within a year, after making a first factory at 1668, within a year they established another factory at Masulipatnam. Previously, we saw the finance minister Colbert instrumented in establishing the East India Company. The same Colbert, in order to hold the territory over India, he sent a fleet to India under Hay. With this, the French tried to remove the Dutch from Santom and Mylapore in 1672. For this, the French sought the support of Sher Khan Lodi, who is a local governor, represented Bijapur Sultan. It was who Sher Khan Lodi offered Pondicherry to the French. So we'll see. So we got the answer for the first question. It was like the find the name of the ruler who gave Pondicherry to French. It is Sher Khan Lodi, the option number C. And then um, the what the Dutch did was they befriended the Golconda king because the Golconda king was a foe of Bijapur Sultan. And then there was a able governor of Pondicherry, Francis Martin. He spent 4 years in Madagascar before arriving at Surat. In his diary, he mentioned the abundant cultivation of rice in Pondicherry. And then there was a rivalry and wars with the Dutch. Uh, the French people lacked money, arms, as they diverted their resources to Chandarnagur, which is in Bengal. When the rival started in 1672, so the Dutch, using this weakness, captured Pondicherry in 1693. Uh, the Dutch people remained in Pondicherry for 6 years, like till 1699. 1693 plus 6, 1699. They remained in Pondicherry. But according to the Treaty of Ryswick, in 1697, the French got back the Pondicherry from the Dutch. And also the French captured Mahi at 1725 and Karaikal in 1739. The French also had a settlements at Kasim Bazar, Chandranagur, Balasur, which is in Bengal. Chandranagur is also in Bengal. We saw the Francis Martin, who came to Pondicherry after spending 4 years at Madagascar. He was a able governor of Pondicherry. He was a able governor. He was a governor in Pondicherry till 1706, and the next able governor of Pondicherry is Pietro Domas. Next, we are gonna see Danish. So the Danish settlements in India were Tranquebar, Serampore, Nicobar Islands. Uh, s- uh, this They also had a fort at Tranquebar. It is called Tarakambadi Fort. You can see the picture over here. So how the Danish dance established as a Danish East India Company, by the King Christian IV. The Danish East India Company established a charter. Charter is a contract or agreement, we can say, with the Christian IV. And uh, in 1616, the Danish East India Company came into picture. uh, who is the first expedition who made a first expedition to Ceylon in 1618 from the dance? It is Admiral O. Jede. While they are returning from Ceylon, their main vessel was sunk by the Portuguese at Caracal. Their director Robert Crabbe and the 13 soldiers were taken to the Tanjavur ruler. With the Tanjavur ruler, they made an agreement and received Tranquebar and the right to construct the fort. It became a Tarangambadi fort. We can see in the picture. And also they established a factory at Masulipatam. The Danish investors in the Netherlands, they want to dissolve the Danish East India Company, but the King Christian IV resisted. So after his death, his son Frederick abolished the East India Company. Um, this They also had a small trading post at Pipli and Balasur. Then, after dissolving the first East India Company, the second East India Company was formed at 1696. They also gained the support of Tanjavur ruler and obtained three villages around the Tranquebar, and also they made a settlement at Nicobar in 1755. But in 1848 they left Nicobar due to malaria, and also because of the strength of the English, and the victory of English, the Danish settlement at Serampore was sold to British in 1839, and the settlement at Tranquebar was sold to British people in 1845. The Danish in Tamilnadu. Previously, we saw the Danish fort at Taragambadi. So the Danish peoples like Bartholomew Zeigenberg, you can see the Bartholomew Zeigenberg picture here, and the Heinrich Plutcher came to Taragambadi in 1706 as a first Lutheran mission. Within the 10 months of their stay, they tried to convert the people over there. Because of this, and they because of this, the Hindu people got agitated, and so they sent Zeigenberg to prison, and Zeigenberg spent 4 months in the prison. He established a printing press. After coming out of the prison, he established a printing press, and with the help of the printing press, he published the studies of the Tamil language. Um, Tamil language. His first translation of this studies were in Indian language, and then he also left the Tamil translation of Bible, which is called Genesis of Ruth. This was the activities of the Lutheran mission. The second mission is Copenhagen Missionary Society. They encouraged indigenous, that means Indian owned Christian church, and also the missionary instructed to preach the gospel. Yeah, you know what is the meaning of the gospel? If you know, please leave a comment in the comment section below. And then The British came into picture. The British formed a British East India Company, that is English East India Company, by how a group of wealthy merchants signed a charter with the Queen Elizabeth I. In this charter, they mentioned whatever they trade in the east, they will give a fair amount of share in the trade to Queen Elizabeth. Who are the wealthy merchants? Some sort of one governor and 24 directors signed a charter with the Queen Elizabeth. So the King James I sent William Hawkins to the Mughal Emperor Jahangir to get the trading privileges. They get the trading privileges at Surat. So the King James I sent Thomas Roe as ambassador to the Jahangir's court. This trading privileges at Surat was given by the Gujarat's viceroy Prince Kuram, and also from Raja of Chandragiri, East India Company got Madras and the right to build fort over there. It was called Chandragiri Fort. You can see here, and also in Madras, the East India Company built a fort. It is called St. George Fort. When the Golconda ruler tried to overrun the territories of the British, this Golconda was conquered by Aurangzeb in 1687, and the British got back their territories and their rights. And their rights, and the British tried to replace Masulipatnam with the Madras. And Charles too inherited the Bombay as the dowry. Uh, this Bombay was given to East India Company in 1668, and also in 1683 they made a charter which empowered the company to raise the military forces. Till now they were a trading company, and after the 1683, because of this charter, they raised the military forces, and also they had a right to make peace with the nations, America, Africa, and Asia. In 1688, in Madras, the municipal government was formed with the captainship of mayor. Till now, this feature was there. In 1693, the company obtained three more villages. In 1702, five more villages was granted to East India Company. In Bengal, the British had a long struggle to get a trading rights. So in 1680 only they got the trading rights from Shah Shuja. Who is a Shah Shuja? Shah Shuja was the second son of Shah Jahan. Um, in this trading rights, in order in like while British obtained the trading rights from Shah Shuja, the local rulers interfered in this process. So the British declared war against the local ruler. In 1690 only the peace was restored. So the first settlement of British was at Sultanati. This Sultanati was a future Calcutta. The present Calcutta was previously called Sultanati. And also the British got zamindari rights for Sultanati, Calicut, and Gobindapur. Three villages they get zamindari rights, and also they in 1770 they establish. In 1770, the fort at Calcutta, it is called Fort William, was made as headquarters. Next, Norris Mission. Norris Mission is called the King William III sent Sir William Norris to Aurangzeb in 16 to sent William Norris to Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb's court. Uh, what is the purpose? Uh, it was to get the English jurisdiction over the settlements of the British people, and also in order to confirm the existing privileges and extend the trading rights. Uh, this mission was not successful, but it was successful when the Surman agent went to the court of Farrokshires. and we'll see the first Carnatic War in this part, and the second and third Carnatic War and the Battle of Adyar and all we will see in the third series. The Carnatic War. Where is the Carnatic? Carnatic is a region between the Eastern Ghats and the Coromandel Coast. So it is a present day of Tamil Nadu, Eastern Karnataka, Northeast Kerala, and Southern Andhra. So the first Carnatic War was fought between 1746 to 48. What is the reason for it? It was the repercussion of Austrian War of Succession and 7 years war in Europe. What is the Austrian War of Succession? In Austria, King Charles VI died in 1740. So his daughter Maria Theresa succeeded. This succession was not likely supported by the French. So the French joined the German-speaking territories of Austria. What are the German-speaking territories? It was called Bavaria, Saxony, and Spain. The Frederick was called as Great of Prussia. Used this war of succession and invaded and annexed Silesia, which is the Austrian provision. This war uh, between the Austria and the French had a repercussion in India. So, but when the war broke out, the Pondicherry governor Dupleix appealed the Madras governor Morse to remain neutral. But the British squadron under Commodore Barnett captured the French vessel which carried the Indian goods. By by this incident, the Dupleix got angry and he appealed to the Carnatic Nawab Anwaruddin to avoid the war. So the peace remained for some time, but Dupleix sought the help of Law Bourdonnais, who is a French governor of ISL of France. With this help, the 8 ships arrived in the Indian waters. So there was a fight between the French squadron and the British squadron. British squadron had 4 ships. French squadron had 8 ships. The British squadron was held by the Peton. So Peton suffered a defeat and he returned to Hooghly with the expectation of British ships arrived over Hooghly. So now the Madras was undefended, and the French people asked the governor of Madras Morse to surrender. What the governor did, the governor Morse asked the help of Carnatic Nawab. Uh, Dupleix used his clever mind to convince the Carnatic Nawab. What he said is, Madras was taken back in order to host the flag of Nawab in the Madras fort. But when the French got the Madras, they refused to give back to the uh, Carnatic Nawab. So the Nawab got angry and he sent troops under his son Mahfuz Khan. Uh, this was the fight of Battle of Santom and Adyar. We'll see this in the third part of the series. If you have any doubts, please leave the comment in the comment section, and also you can send your feedbacks in the comment section. Thank you.